What's up everyone? In this video we'll be talking about real estate in Italy. And even though it's not something I want to talk about, how the coronavirus is affecting Italian real estate. I want to start off by saying that I don't spend my day following every detail of the virus. In fact, I think it's best to keep a positive outlook, and swimming through the media for truth is not a great road to take when searching for positive reinforcement. I'm not an expert on the COVID-19 virus. In fact, I don't even know if that's how you say it. I do, however, happen to be living in the hot zone of Italy. I understand that the news has painted Italy as the new ground zero according to recent events, and perhaps it is. Something important to remember, however, is that news articles are written to prey on your emotions, and if you choose to follow one source, you might not see the whole picture with 100% clarity. I know that most of the media paints a picture of Italy that we're living through similar life or death decisions as seen during past wars as it pertains to hospital care. I don't negate that this is happening, but there is another side of Italy that is hopeful and waiting for the continuation of business activities in the pursuit of life goals. Since February 21st, my family's been in voluntary self-isolation, which was far before the obligation to stay at home, which was placed on us some weeks later. It's not much different for us aside from my wife watching the kids at home as opposed to working her 9-to-5 job in Milan. We switch off working from home. Day after day, we've watched the coronavirus's influence evolve from our box seats as Italy managed to transition from placing a 1, potentially 2-week quarantine over 11 communities in North Italy into a nationwide effort called #Io Resto a Casa, which was initially ignored by many spirited residents of Italy due to their not being able to see the impact of the virus directly. Following this, a resounding plea for others asking greater consideration to the whole, which would later become enforced by law, powered by fear of civil action and monetary punity. Speedily, events have unfolded which have left Italy in a period of crisis, especially for businesses, they being encouraged to provide for the possibility for employees to work from home when possible, while others were given the strict order to discontinue their services and much more. And on this note, we reach the dilemma appropriate for this channel. How does all of this affect the Italian real estate market? Let's review the markets one at a time. The OneEuro home market, my favorite market. On this channel, I've already mentioned one of the changes directly caused by this current state of emergency. I even published a video about how Versace had chosen to postpone their launch 60 days. That would put the expected launch date at the beginning of May. Whether they hold to that or at an additional extension, only time will tell. Either way, those who were chomping at the bit with €1 in hand were disappointed that they would need to find a way to reimburse their plane tickets due to the changes. When an emergency of this nature arrives, the first markets to suffer are typically those related to tourism and luxury goods and services. It's natural that we exchange self-pampering for self-preservation, causing hotels, airlines, and other industry-related activities' bottom lines to suffer. The €1 market is definitely a luxury product as it pertains to the world, even if it appears rough around the edges. I, for one, was highly disappointed that as I was preparing to make a visit myself, but this wasn't the only disappointment for me. Moving on to the bankruptcy auction market, I've done videos in the past about a property that I was intending to bid on for my next BRRRR project when it appeared on auction again. I hadn't done a follow-up video as of yet, but the awaited auction date was actually coming up on April 8th. To my chagrin, all auctions have been suspended until after May 31st, according to various articles. It makes sense that if the best way to stop the spread of the virus is to limit group events from convening, that they would suspend these auctions since they are held in crowded public courtrooms. Moving on to the mainstream real estate market, we see the pattern continue. According to Italy, real estate agents provide a non-essential service and are required to suspend their activities originally until March 25th, or in other words, the moment of this video being published. Already we've seen that the Italian governor has pushed back the date even further until April 3rd, with other services like schools closed for much longer. The new construction industry is a ghost town. All work sites are closed, while some businesses are empowering dependents to work from home. Skilled workers have been sent home since employers are awaiting the reopening of work zones before making indefinite material purchases in order to keep control of their books. What does this mean for the future real estate values of Italy? Well, we can assume people will be more reserved about spending money as a knee-jerk reaction to loss of jobs and unsure futures. In times of emergency, we often see more movement from our politicians. Due to COVID-19 closures, masses of people have been concerned how to cover the costs of their mortgages and rent on top of food necessities. There have been new stimulus packages discussed and passed in record time in order to keep the market stable in multiple countries. The same is true for Italian Parliament. Italy has initiated Kura Italia, which covers multiple scenarios for self-employed persons and employees to survive the difficulties of the current month and those that lay ahead. Suspending the principle of mortgage payments and help with rent would definitely help support those who were forced to close their doors or were laid off from work to calm their nerves from the fear of losing everything in one fell swoop. These are just a few of the benefits included in the initiative. For more information, a quick Google search of Kura Italia provides numerous resources. Really, only time will tell. Everything real estate related is connected to the world economy. And remember back in the late 2000s when the American real estate market tumbled? It left an impact on the world. I've lived in Italy for nearly 7 years now, and all this time I've heard news reports talk about when we get out of the crisis, even in the midst of the consistent American bull market. Well, now a new crisis has arrived in not just Italy, but the world. And what have we learned? Well, I've learned that if we're always talking about how great life was before compared to how poor they are today, or in other words, if we focus on the negative that surrounds us, we'll lose all the advantages that lie ahead of us. It's time to start focusing on the positive, even in the face of calamity or harsh situations. Thanks to everyone who follows this channel. I intend to keep this channel moving with relevant updates. I know it's easy to be afraid to dream of a better future, but don't stop dreaming. Only you have the power to change your focus. Alright you guys, if you like this video, please give it a big like because it really does help out the channel and it helps due to the YouTube algorithm. Right now there's a lot of people interested in the coronavirus topic, and it's kind of making the YouTube algorithm go a little bit crazy. I believe YouTube itself is pushing some of this coronavirus information a little bit more. Try to go to your favorite channel and show it a little bit of love. A lot of these YouTube creators are putting a lot of energy and a lot of effort into creating these videos for you, and especially right now they're getting a lot less attention than they used to. And so if you have that spare time, I guess this is a plea to not dive in and get enveloped in this coronavirus situation. If there's a channel out there you really love, just go check it out. Even go straight to their channel and see what kind of videos they've got coming up. They for sure are trying to stay on target with their niche, and this coronavirus situation, it's kind of hard to relate certain topics to coronavirus. So most likely you're not seeing their videos pop up as often as they used to. If you haven't started following me on Facebook, go ahead and start doing that. Or I've actually started an Instagram account. I've had it open for a long time, but I started posting into it more often. Right now it's about, it's about old architecture. And I'll be posting a lot more information about it as I'm allowed to escape from my home. We're literally in lockdown, so I think most of you understand what I'm talking about. Again, thanks for that big like that you already did there, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you so much, and check out some of these other videos. See you next time.